ready to start.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, everybody, this is our second podcast with Comrade Horses, the Hippodrome. Today I got in the studio, good friend of ours, I guess player Joseph White II.
Thank you. Happy to be here once again.
Hey,
Episode 2.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, dear, you don't see a lot of people in Moldova with the seconds.
Yeah.
You know, it's like second, third.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I was named after my dad, and my mom didn't want to make me a junior, so they came up with the idea to put the second. It's actually a lot more common than what you would think.
All right.
Yeah.
And how does that translate to? It's like,
I think I use it when I was younger. I didn't use it much, but now I use it a lot, especially like for like official documents and stuff like that, just to separate us because we have the same exact name. He's in on his it says senior, on mine it has to say the second. So yeah.
yeah, aren't you, when you're gonna get a kid, like a son or
No.
do you think now you
Nah,
got
no third, man, no third.
What is that? Sounds like royalty.
Yeah, no third, man. Just off preference.
So talk to me. We on our last podcast we did, we spoke after the game a little bit about how you feeling here is like in general. So I wanted to make this podcast just like so people can know you, get to familiarize, because obviously right now you're the only American playing on the team, if I'm not mistaken, in the whole league.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay. I guess for some type of introduction, Joseph White II, from Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm just happy to be here. I guess I'm happy to be some type of ambassador for the Comrade Horses, to bring some inspiration and motivation to everybody back home, everybody here. Bring some exciting highlights to the team, some exciting highlights to the league. That's really kind of what I'm here for.
Yeah, but at first, you sound pretty flashy, but your play is more unselfish than your words are. So if you could walk me through what was where you started out from your career. So when did you start playing ball? How did you start playing? Because last told me you were playing for center.
Yeah.
When you were 11 years old.
Yeah, on the last episode, I was saying a little bit about me starting off playing center when I was about 9 years old. My mom got me into basketball. A little bit after that, I transitioned more to a point guard defensive type of role for a while. Throughout middle school, I always could shoot. I don't know how. Maybe because that was the only thing I kind of practiced. I could always shoot, so I was a really good shooter for a long time. When I got to high school, I started actually like putting in like some real work like every day. Like I said, I was getting up a lot of shots. And I started on JV my freshman year of high school. My coach, actually to this day, he's actually still one of my really good mentors. Shout out to him. So, he was working with me my freshman year on just being confident, just being able to shoot the ball and making good decisions, like not turning the ball over, stuff like that. So that's kind of where I started. I would say as I progressed, by the time I became a junior, I was one of the only junior starters on my high school team on varsity for a while. And it was just a really like humbling experience. My junior year, we were actually really, really good in the county, in Baltimore County itself. So we had a really good team. I was a really good piece of that. I was one of the better defenders on the team. And yeah, I guess, that's just kind of how everything started. I would say that's more so of my start than where I am now. Like I've been through so much, and I've seen so much since then that, like I said, it led me here.
All right. Do you remember your first coach? Like, who's your first coach? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
My very first coach.
Pee Wee League. I don't know. What was that?
I want to say his name was like Coach Sorrow or something like that. I have no idea where he is now. But I think my very second coach, his name was Coach Bird. Shout out to him. He was a very passionate coach. So he gave me some type of fire to my game, taught me how to play defense. So, shout out to him.
Like, do you even How does training look like when you're 12, like in the States?
A lot of running for sure. A lot of suicides. Not much shooting at that age. Not much. I would say it's a lot more skill development, like a lot of ball handling, a lot of passing, a lot of the basics, and then you work on a lot of teamwork. So back home, what we usually do now, times have changed now, but now it's more so like, you go to team practice and you do more like team building, like you run plays, you work on defense, you work on your offense as a team. You do a little bit of skill building at the beginning of practice. Then at the end, it's more so scrimmaging and putting those plays in. And then the kids that actually end up being really good are the ones that do most of their personal training outside of the team training. So daily, you have some kids that get up pretty early, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. They shoot with their parents, stuff like that. You have some guys that, get a gym membership and they'll, work out that way. So, it's just a lot of different ways that you can get better.
So what were you like then? Did you wake up at 5 and 6?
Nah. I wasn't. Not at that time. I think I was more so academically sound. My mom was actually a school teacher. She's a principal now. But she was more so focused on academics. Basketball always came second. So, no, I was getting up early, going to school, and then basketball was more so extracurricular activity for me. But I would always be able to play basketball like as soon as my homework was done. So that was kind of the best part.
Okay, so did you have like a hoop close to your house, or did you have like a court? What's your first court like?
Yeah, so from what I can remember, I lived with my grandparents for a while. Me, my mom, my sister, and my cousins. Actually, we all lived with my grandparents for a little while, and it was a court like a block away from the house that me and my cousin would go to when I was like 9. It was actually a lot of older guys there all the time. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but I was always the youngest, unfortunately. So like I would get kicked off the court a lot. But that's kind of where I learned how to, I guess, play physical. And then at one point, my grandparents or my mom, I don't know which one, somebody bought a hoop and put it out back. Oh, and nice. Me and my older cousin, Caleb, we would actually play one-on-one like every day. And he's so much bigger than me, man, so much. So I had to learn how to shoot because I couldn't go to the basket. So that's kind of, where things started as far as.
And we're like 12?
No, I had to be like 9 or 10. And he was 12 or 13 at the time.
Where he at now?
Well, he ended up playing college basketball as well. But he was more so into music. So he's more in the music scene now.
All right. Yeah. All right. I see. And what about the court? When did, because I believe it was just like a pickup game. It was like, okay, I want you and my team. Yeah. All right. When did actually people started selecting you as?
I would say I didn't start getting picked up until I was about 12. Like from 9 to 11, my cousin had to he picked me up on his team more so because he didn't want me to be on the side by myself. Out of him just being nice.
Like brotherly love.
Yeah. But by the time I was like 11 or 12, that's when, I kind of grew a little bit. I got a little bit taller and I had a little bit more skills. So, I wouldn't say I was the greatest player out there at the time, but I was effective.
You can see, that little kid knows his stuff, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's cool. You have any brothers, siblings beside?
Oh, yeah. So I have an older sister who's 2 years older than me. We're actually very, very close. But she is not athletic. I will say that. She was not an athlete. But she did always come to my games. So me and my sister are actually like really, really close. I have a big family just in general. I have tons of cousins, tons of aunts and uncles, all of who are like very supportive. They used to come to all my games. Like literally I would have like my own like section just of family.
All right.
And like I said, my older cousin Caleb, he played, so he was 3 years older than me. And I have a cousin, his name's LP. So LP was a year older than Caleb, then it was Caleb, then it was me. And they both played. So like when they played with me, they would, rough me up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And Caleb played high school basketball in the same county that I did. So by the time he was a senior in high school, I was a freshman. We ended up playing against each other my freshman year, which was like a really cool experience, just being on the same court as somebody that you live with. It was kind of like the talk of the gym that night.
Oh
that
yeah.
we were playing against, because it was a gym like the local, obviously like the local gym. We walk in, everybody's like, "Oh, you guys, your schools are playing against each other tonight." It was like a fall league, preseason league. And I checked into the game, and I actually everybody switched, and I ended up having to guard him,
Oh, look at that.
and he lit me up that particular game, which was crazy. I got my own though. I held my own for
It
sure.
was like 26. You made like 26, 28.
Nah, he probably, I would say he probably had. I know he had over 20. I probably had like a good seven. Or 9.
Triple single.
Yeah, but I was at the time, my freshman year, I had to be 13, and he had to be, I think he was 16 at the time.
All right.
So I was playing with all guys more so his age. So my 7 looked really good as opposed to his 20. But he let me know about it after the game for sure.
But nobody was talking about like, hey, look at Joseph. He was like 2 from 6.
Nah. We weren't analytical back then. I was just happy to be on the court. Everybody was just happy to see me out there, just in general, being able to compete against the older guys.
Actually, I browsed some Facebook of yours yesterday, like before this interview, and I was like, man, I got to dig up something, I got to dig some information. Okay. So I saw actually some highlights from 2012 or like 2004, like an old video you see like with those like camcorders, shooting like. Yeah. And there was like Joseph White II, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, 4 assists, something like that.
I'll tell you something funny about that. I actually created those videos myself. My mom, like I told you last time, my mom recorded all my games, but I learned how to edit on my own. I learned how to edit and upload YouTube videos at a young age. So I think that had to be probably 8th grade. And like I do now, I watched the film and I uploaded it for high schools to see what high school want me to come there. And, it's just funny that it's still up there all these years.
Oh, yeah. By the way, what's the selection like for high school? Do you just send out tapes? Ooh. How realistic is it getting a scholarship? I mean, obviously, like not D1, D2. I mean, those are stacked. I assume.
You talking about going from high school to college, or like middle school to high school?
Like middle school, high school.
Middle school to high school. It's well, it depends. So we have public schools and private schools in Baltimore. So some guys can, if you're really really good, then the private schools will come and say, hey, we'll pay for you to come to, such and such school for, however much it costs.
Is it legal?
Yeah, for sure. My 8th grade year, I actually got a scholarship to a school called Glenelg Country School. I ended up not going only because it was just it was too far away. I would say I had no way to get to school. And as opposed to the public schools provide public transportation. Private schools do not. So I ended up going to public school, and public school more so goes by your zone. So what I mean by your zone is it's where you live.
All right.
So I ended up not going to my zone school, ended up applying and getting into a magnet school, which was better academically than the zone school that I would have gone to. So, that's kind of how my selection process went. I definitely wanted to go to a private school for a while, but just wasn't any available to me in my area. So I ended up going to a public school, and we were really competitive, actually.
How did your mom feel about it? Like, because obviously basketball wasn't like the number one thing on her list, for sure. So how did she feel about that?
She wanted me to go to the best academic school that I could get into, for sure. I will definitely say that. And out of the options, we weighed basketball in as well as academic. So she wanted me to go to a school that had balance. My zone school actually was really good at basketball at the time. And then the school I ended up going to, which was Western Tech, we weren't as good, but they were good academically. And I would say they were pretty solid at the time. Like, they weren't the greatest school in the county, but they were competitive at least. Actually, by the time for the 4-year stretch that I was there, was probably the best 4 years that Western Tech has ever had. And by the time my junior year came, we actually beat my zone school, which was Randallstown.
Look at you.
Yeah, so it was a really good experience.
All right. So once you go from there, where do you go?
So senior year, I would say I had a solid season. Like I said, I was more so of a defender.
Hold up. Okay, so tell me about the path to college. How was that?
Interesting. So like I said, my senior year, I had a really solid year. Like I said, I was more so of a defender, but I wasn't highly recruited. So I started going to like camps and stuff where colleges would come to the camps and watch you play. And I ended up getting a look from a small. It's actually called the division was USCAA.
Okay.
So it's not NCAA, which is the same. We have in the US we have NCAA. We also have NAIA, and then we have USCAA, and then obviously we have junior college. So I was a part of the USCAA my freshman year, which was Central Penn College, and that was really the one of the only schools. I had some NCAA D3 schools that were interested, but I think that Central Penn was the right fit at the time. It was a small school. I actually got there. I graduated high school in June. I was there by the end of July. So I was there working out with the guys, and it was a pretty cool experience being, saying that it wasn't NCAA. So obviously, since they had different rules, we could come on campus, play, stuff like that. And that experience was humbling more than anything because when I got there, I was 17 at the time. My starting point guard on that team was 23.
All right.
So, I was told, hey, you may not play much. And, I kind of understood, but at the same time, me being a competitor, I wasn't satisfied. So I just, kind of kept working. That team that year, we actually played, I want to say we played 5 Division I schools.
Okay.
They, obviously all 5 beat us.
So the level's pretty high.
Well, you can make your schedule however you want. So we played 5 Division I schools, and then we played mostly the people in our conference were part of the NCAA Division III. And in our conference, we just kind of ran through the conference my freshman year, literally. Like we would just, walk in, win by 20 and leave kind of thing. We ended up going to the USCA championship my freshman year, which was never heard of for Central Penn. So my freshman year, we actually made it all the way to the championship, and we lost to the previous champions. It was a really good game, and I actually got to play in that game, so I was, pretty excited. After my freshman year,
If you don't mind me asking, what was your role on that team?
Oof.
Like, how many minutes did you get? Single digits, double digits?
Single for sure. But I would say we were beating teams so much that I was getting up into the double digits in minutes only because we were up by so much pretty early in the game. So since we got up pretty early and we never, gave up the lead, I would be able to play a lot, like the last 15 minutes of the game, 10, 15 minutes of the game. And I was able to make an impact, and that gave the coach more trust in me. After the season was over, our coach actually became the AD of the school, the athletic director.
All right.
So he stepped down as the coach, and I technically being there, I just didn't want to play for anybody else. Maybe that was out of selfishness. I don't really, I can't really recall, but at the time I was 17, 18 years old. I was young. So I decided to transfer back home and try to get a scholarship to a Division I school. And the only way that was possible at the time was to go to junior college. I transferred back home to Howard Community College. I show up for the workouts during the summer. I don't know anybody at the school, nothing. Nobody recruited me. I just showed up. I had a really good summer with them, worked out every day. We used to be on the track at 5 in the morning.
There you go.
And this junior college in particular was 30 minutes away from my house. So imagine, in order to get there by 5 a.m., I'm up at like 4. Leave the house by like 4:30. I'm there by 5, on the track by 5. I have class at 8, study hall at 9. And interesting enough, most junior colleges in the United States do not have housing. So I was at school all day, between class and practice. I probably wouldn't get home until 10 o'clock at night every single day.
Would you pack like a whole bag or like a whole backpack of lunch?
Everything. I would keep everything in my car, actually, just in case. I know it was some instances where we would be out, like practice would be so late where I would stay at a teammate's house that did have like housing in the area that was from the area. That was rare, but it happened for sure. And that year we were actually pretty bad. After all the preseason work we put in, we were actually like really, really bad. I don't know why. Probably because we lost. In junior college, you usually lose guys halfway through the season because of grades. Thankfully, I would never had a problem with my grades. So I was one of the guys, and I actually transitioned from point guard to center at junior college.
At 5'11".
At 5'11". So you could tell we weren't going to be very successful with me playing the center position at that time. Um, Again, another humbling experience though, and it gave me more drive to want to get better. I've had a lot of instances where it would have been situations where I shouldn't have wanted to get better, or I could have gave up. But every time I was in a situation where I would say I was doubted, for the lack of a better term, I worked harder, and everything just kind of worked itself out, which led me to, after my junior college year, I graduated junior college with the general studies degree, my associate's degree. That's what it was, associate's degree in general studies. And I was able to move on to a 4-year university. And I ended up choosing University of Maryland, Baltimore County, which was right in my area, right in the same county that I live. And
No scholarship, right?
No scholarship. I actually took a step back. I was a manager on that team, which because the only reason why I was a manager is because they had no more walk-on spots left on the team by the time I got there, which was like the middle of summer. And, the coach was very upfront about it. Like, hey, we don't have any more, walk-on spots. Nobody should say, anything can't happen in the future, next year or so. And he said, but you can be a manager. And I would like to say I was probably the best manager they've ever had.
Talk to me.
Manager experience was great, because at that time I probably more so was ready to not play basketball anymore and kind of transition into maybe doing some manager stuff or anything else around the game.
Like agents and so on?
Yeah.
Contracts?
Yeah, so I was kind of more so interested in that at the time because I really didn't feel like I was good enough because, when I was shut down from playing, it was kind of like I don't know how I'll be able to play again. So I ended up becoming a manager. Yes, I did things like get water, for sure. Get water, get uniforms together.
Tell me about it.
Handed out a lot of high fives, for sure. And that particular team that I was a manager for, we ended up going to the NCAA tournament, which was unheard of for UMBC. We hit a buzzer beater at the end of the America East Championship. And we actually were the very last seed in the NCAA tournament, and we made history.
But the seed?
Yeah, 16. So
that's nice.
Yeah, we were the last seed.
March Madness?
Yep, went to March Madness, and we beat the number 1 overall seed, which was University of Virginia at the time. So they were actually picked to win March Madness that year, and we beat them by 20 in the first round.
Was it? Do you think it was like luck or what?
Luck? No, I think it was just
shots not going in for them.
I think it was
going in for you.
I think it was a bad draw for them because we were a smaller team with a lot of shooters, and they were a really good defensive team, but they weren't really good offensively that year. So obviously they beat Duke, North Carolina, all those teams that year, and I think they kind of overlooked us, to be honest with you, at the time. And we came in with a lot of confidence. Our coach put a lot of confidence in the team. And they embraced me being a manager. They embraced me so much that I actually started working out, again, playing basketball with the best player on the team, which was Jarris Lyles at the time. And then my now best friend, one of my best friends, Ricky Council, who was a red shirt on that team. And I worked out with those two daily. And they came to me one day and was like, look, don't let anybody kind of deter you from your dream. If you really want to play basketball,
go for it.
Yeah, let's keep doing it. We'll help you, And I didn't understand it at the time, but I just, put my head down, started worked out with them every single day, every day. As much as I didn't want to, every day, like after practice, before practice, I was in there shooting with them. And after the season, I went to the coach and we talked about me transferring again. So the reason why I ended up wanting to transfer was because we had gained so much popularity from that one Virginia game that everybody wanted to come to UMBC. So it wasn't going to be another opening opportunity for me to play. And what I really wanted to do, I didn't want to just be on the team. I wanted to play bad. I wanted to play bad. And the coaches actually sat me down and they helped me map out other schools that I could play at. And, by the grace of God, I would say I ended up playing at a Division I school the very next year.
Yes, sir.
So, that was kind of my path to that.
Anybody turned pro from the team that you played?
Oh, UMBC?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. Jarris Lyles, KJ Mara, Jordan Grant, all the top players. They actually had some international players that ended up playing professional too. So I think probably a good 6 or 7 guys on that team probably played professional.
All right,
Yeah.
that's cool. And what did you learn just from being? I would say that is being as close to a successful team like
Yeah.
as it can get. Going from underdog to beating a top
Yeah.
seed.
I would say the thing I learned most from those guys was just how to work. Like the way they work every day. They came in and they took it very seriously. Like and when I say serious, like they were kind of lighthearted about it. Like they loved the game. So they would come in, put their work in, and then, at the end of the day, be college students. So just being around them and learning what it takes to be successful, especially because like you said, we were underdogs. We weren't expected to be successful. So they kind of just stayed the course. Well, I would say but we kind of just stayed the course the entire season with the ups and downs. And that's kind of what I brought here to Moldova. Now is, I know, you may not win every game, but it's a very, very long season. And any given night, you can beat anybody.
All right. So walk me through. So they got you. They got you from UNBC, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you go next?
So I ended up at Delaware State University. Shout out to the greatest HBCU on earth, in my opinion. Ended up at Delaware State University.
Close to home, right?
Yeah, about an hour. I would say an hour and 30 minutes away from home. And that in itself was just a crazy experience. I love the school. I love the environment. But I think people just need to bring some more awareness to the HBCU lifestyle just in general. Historically, black colleges and universities definitely need to have some more love shown to them.
Could you define the acronym for the guy HBCU?
Historically black colleges and universities. So there are a lot, mostly in the South. I think Delaware State is actually the most northern school that there is, besides maybe I think probably Lincoln University. But as far as Division I goes, I think Delaware State was the most northern school. And that, I would say that experience at Delaware State was just an experience.
Talk to me. What was different about it?
A lot more responsibility because now I'm going back from being a manager to being a player again. I had to sit out my whole first year due to transfer rules. And how do I say this? It wasn't the greatest time in my life, if that makes sense. Basketball wise, again, like I said, academically I was fine. Socially I was great. It was just a lot of
Stuff going on.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff. It's kind of difficult to talk about now, because it was just so much that went on that I would say I had no control over. And I think some people at other HBCUs may agree that, especially, with coaching staffs, trainers and stuff like that, things can kind of, get a little weird. But if there's anything, I guess, personally that you want me to speak on, let me know.
Feel free if you want to do it, if you want to talk about it.
Do you want to save that for another podcast?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So I think we can dedicate Delaware State experience to another podcast. But I would say it molded me as a player because I was in the gym all the time.
Did it get physical a lot of times?
All
day?
Yeah. So my schedule there was more so like kind of like how it was junior college. We were up on the track 6 a.m. We would actually lift at 7. And then on certain days, we would have practice right after. And then obviously we go to class. And then sometimes we have 2-a-days, which means we come back for practice that night.
All right.
So I spent about 12 of my 24 hours out of the day every day with my teammates. In the locker room, in study hall, stuff like that. So it was a really grueling, schedule that we had for those 2 years I was there.
All right. So I believe it was really physical. Academically wise, how was it? Did you have the time, because you being, you coming especially from focusing on your academics.
Yeah.
I believe that was important for you back then. So
Yeah. So academically, it was good for me because I would say all the professors at Delaware State, they don't want you to fail. Like they want to see you be successful. So they worked around my schedule as much as they could. And they gave me whatever I needed. Like if I needed extra time on something, if I was just open and honest about it, most of the time I didn't need it, but and then like I said, we had requirements that we had to meet. So at most Division I schools, well, most colleges in general, I wouldn't say just Division I, you have study hall, and the requirement study hall at Delaware State was 8 hours of study hall a week, which would kind of break down to like 2 hours a day for like 4 days a week. Now you can split it up however you want, but you have to be in the library for those 8 hours, and you have to log them. So when you get there, you swipe in.
Oh yeah.
And you sit down, you do your homework or whatever the case is. So what I would do, I kind of came up with a little scheme of I'm gonna go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I'll do 3 hours each day, which gives me an extra hour, which makes it 9. So by Wednesday through Saturday, I don't have to go to the library.
All right.
If I have homework, I can do it in my room, but for my requirement of study hall, I would get that out of the way by Tuesday as much as I could.
And it was like your year free, right? So you still had 1 year.
Yeah.
With university.
Yeah. So I did that for 2 years, and actually when I graduated summa cum laude.
Okay.
So my final GPA, I believe, was like 3.79.
This means the guy is hella smart. This guy is really smart.
So my academics was really on point, especially because my basketball career wasn't going the way that I wanted to. I knew I had to have a backup plan. So I really kind of dove into the academics at that time. And then, basketball kind of just worked itself out eventually after college was over. So
you spent your last 2 years of university basically in Delaware State.
Yep. Spent both years, my last 2 college years, Delaware State. And to your surprise, I know you see me play 2 games now. I only played 2 games at Delaware State.
Okay.
I literally only checked in 2 games, but like I said, we can get into that in like another podcast, another episode.
It was like, how many minutes did you play?
A total of 2 minutes in both those games.
You got beef with the coach or what?
I would say coach had beef with me.
What is that?
Interesting enough, my coach was a coach at a previous university that I went to. And when I decided to transfer to Delaware State, he ended up there. Now I was there first, but he ended up there. And I would just say, to this day, I will never know what happened, why our relationship went sour, anything. I know it's kind of like, I would say it's more of a controversial topic, only because it's, I was always told it's 3 sides to every story, your side, my side, and the truth.
All right.
So, but for some reason, we just didn't get along, I would say, and I didn't play. And that's just what it was. Obviously, he's the coach, I'm the player. I follow instructions. But it wasn't a pleasant experience. I would say that, not playing. But I will say, in those 2 minutes, I did score.
Oh, did how many?
I had 2 points in 2 minutes. The last 2 minutes of the game, I actually got in the first time I played, got an and one. And, that was kind of it. We were up 20 at the time.
You excited about M1?
Was I? Because it made me feel like,
stare back at the bench is like,
yeah, like,
you know me.
Yeah, like my resume speaks for itself. Like, you didn't play me all this time, and as soon as I get in, I score, or whatever the case may be. So, that's kind of how things ended. And at that time, once again, I thought my basketball career would be over. Little did I know, I guess I would say God had other plans. I graduated, and actually, while we were at the MEAC tournament, which is the tournament to go to the NCAA tournament, COVID hit.
All right.
Yeah, so this was 2020. COVID hit while we were down at the tournament. They canceled the rest of the tournament, sent us home. And obviously, we were in lockdown for about the next 4 months. Again, my basketball career was in question because, you understand this from being in Europe. The European
Where do you
teams,
go from there?
Yeah, the European teams at that time weren't bringing over Americans unless you were already had been over here. At that particular time, they weren't signing, new rookies, especially a rookie like me with no resume. It just wasn't happening. So I kind of, I just, kept working out, kept getting better. And I didn't think I was going to get an opportunity. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't at that particular time. So again, I started going to like the professional camps, working out at those, trying to get my foot in the door, and ended up playing semi-professional.
All right.
Oof.
Talk about that as a Dominican.
No, so semi-pro was actually in the U.S. And it's a step down from I would say like the G League. Like I would say like a step down from it because
So it's like Div 3, something like that.
yeah. So it was more so like so you have ABA, now you have the TBL. That's also a semi-professional league. I played in the ECBL, which is the East Coast Basketball League.
It's like a Sunday league, or
no? You actually get
it's
paid.
like legit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you get
okay.
paid for sure. Yeah, you get paid. I believe it's per game. Now the league that I played in at the time, the pay was limited because we weren't allowed to have fans. So like you get paid based off of how many fans come to the game. So that particular year we didn't have any fans. But again, it was still a chance for me to get some type of film on myself. Play any types of games that I can. So I went, did that for a couple of games. I had a really good showing, and I was able to prove that I could play professionally, even if it was semi-professionally. I was able to prove that I could play. It was cool. Like I won't, no knock on it. Like anybody that wants to end up being a professional, I would say.
Give me the stat line. I want to know the stat line.
Stat line. I think I only played 5 games. I probably averaged like 8 points a game. In less than like 15 minutes. So I didn't play much. We had like 17 guys on the team. But in the minutes that I was in, I played really well. I'll show you that film later. But I played really well. I think one game I actually was 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. I don't think I missed a shot in the entire game, actually. So, I had it was really fun doing that. And that was March 2021.
All right.
And then the next time I actually did something that was legit is here.
Nice.
So I would say that was the last time I played, I guess, in an actual league for sure.
What about the Dominican Republic? Share some information about that, because I couldn't find any games though.
Yeah, that was actually a legit league. So what I played in when I went down there was the preseason tournament.
All right.
So I was going down there to actually get signed by one of the teams that was in the preseason tournament with us. So usually they have a certain amount of import spots, and you go down there for preseason tournament, and if they like you, they sign you. Like they take you from your team, they sign you, whatever the case is, and I went down there. Like I said, it was really competitive. My team wasn't that talented compared to the other teams. And interestingly enough, no one on my team got signed. Like not one person. So, it was a good experience. Again, I'm used to, people telling me, no, you're not good enough. You're not this, you're not that. I just kept working. And I know it sounds repetitive. Like that's really all I did to get here was just keep working. And I've kind of felt like for a while throughout my basketball journey that I never got a real opportunity until now. I never got like my fair share of, if you get an opportunity, you mess it up, I can take that. But to not get one at all was kind of where I've always been up until now.
I imagine you feel that after the stuff in Delaware.
Yeah. And then, as you see, after 2 games here, getting a real opportunity, you've seen what I can do. It can get real scary.
Yeah, your last game was 32-7-6, I believe.
Yeah, it was just like real scary out here. So like I said, all that came from me just keep working. I actually played in an alumni league over the summer for my high school, which was it was pretty cool. It was fun, competitive for sure, which helped me to work on my skills. Once more, get some 5-on-5 run in before I came here. So yeah.
So how do you feel the whole difference between, obviously, we talk a lot about in person but the general difference between, let's say, basketball over the States, basketball here, basketball in the Dominican, and even basketball across the different leagues that you were involved in college?
The differences?
Yeah.
Oof. Physicality. I know I talked about that before. Physicality. The rules are different. Like obviously, everybody puts the ball in the basket. But I think here something interesting that I saw was we went to overtime the other night, and we didn't jump. We usually jump ball in the United States when you go to overtime, and we happened to just inbound the ball. Maybe because it was our possession or something like that. I don't know. But again, that was a rule that I didn't know about. The foul situation is different out here. Back home, it was 7 fouls and you shoot free throws. Here is 5 per
Isn't
quarter.
in NBA the same thing? It's like you shoot bonus. You're in the bonus if it's 5 fouls.
I'm not even sure. I know, like I said, NBA rules are totally different. Like I've never played under NBA rule. Or no, I have. When I play semi-pro, they actually go by NBA rules. Where over there, like back home, NBA rules are you can't stand in the paint on defense. So on here, you can be in the paint for as long as you want on defense. But in the NBA, it's more spacing because they can't stay in the paint.
We still have the 3-second rule.
On defense?
Yeah, but no, on the offense.
Yeah, on offense, they have the 3-second rule for defense in the United States.
That's tough.
Yeah, so you can't be you have to be like within like a certain amount of feet of your man. And excuse me. I don't know if you watched, a lot of the NBA, but they make it where you have to have a certain amount of spacing. Like you can't, hold guys and you can't even play much zone in the NBA. Here,
yeah, because they call it defensive 3-second.
Yep,
a lot of times.
Yeah, so but here you can play zone as much as you want. So, I think down in Dominican Republic though, like I told you before, it's like really, really physical. Like it's brutal. Like they can beat you up and no call.
Like in here, sometimes you get really soft calls.
I wouldn't say soft. I think a foul is a foul. To be honest with you, I think if it's a foul, it's a foul. Call it. It's just that simple. But I'm not a big guy on referees or whatever the case is because I'm used to playing without them. So I kind of just play through it. That's just kind of how I'm wired.
So you going from being a manager like in a really let's say in a successful team. What do you see as the components of a successful team?
Oof, components. You need leadership. You need a score. Somebody has to score. Somebody, doesn't matter who, guard, big. Somebody has to score. You need a guy that's going to do the dirty work, which is play defense and rebound. And to be honest, I think you need a solid coach. Surprisingly, some teams can win without a really good coach, but I think you need a coach that really cares about you. The more the coach cares about you, the more the team will do for that coach. Like the more he says, hey, I need you guys to do this, they'll be more open to it. So in order to be successful, I think you need to have a coach that is also receptive. Like most coaches don't look back and say, hey, I was wrong for this, or maybe I could have done that throughout the course of a game. Or to have, your players come to the coach and say, hey, coach, this isn't working. Can we try this? I think that is a really big component, like that relationship between the players and the coach.
All right. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, especially I see the teams like where the good teams, you see that people are allowed to speak.
Yeah. It's
more so about that. What about COVID? So tell me, what did you do COVID? It seems like it was ages ago.
COVID actually, my mom, like I said, my mom is a principal, so getting gym access was not hard for me. It was just a matter of me not being able to bring other people to the gym. So I just kind of worked out. Like I think COVID was one of the
your shots.
Yeah, I think COVID was probably one of the better things for my career because it gave me a chance. Like I said, when I was at Delaware State, I wasn't playing. So without playing, I wasn't getting the experience that other guys were getting. But when COVID hit, everybody was home, right? So it gave me a chance to get better without, like other guys kind of moving forward. like gave me a chance to play catch up. So I was able to catch up during COVID for sure. It was really rough. It wasn't rough on my particular family per se, but I would say it was rough on the area in general because all the gyms, everything was shut down. You know, it was hard to find work. I just graduated college. You know, as soon as you graduate college, you got to jump into the work field.
Yeah, so what's your major?
My major in college was integrated studies. I had two focuses, which were psychology and criminal justice. And it was hard for me to find a job when I first graduated.
Actually, what made you go? What made you go for psychology or criminal justice?
It's a lot of crime where I'm from. You know, not in my particular. Well, I mean, it's crime everywhere, but it's just in general you see a lot of crime in the Baltimore area, and I was just interested in knowing like how it works, not the crime itself, but like how flawed our system is. Like our justice system is completely flawed, and I took an interest in it, and then the psychology part came in because I wanted to understand why people do what they do. So I kind of started analyzing the mind a little bit. So, you know, it became really interesting. It's different types of psychology out there that people don't know that's there.
So tell me, what did you do for work? So obviously,
Right.
everybody has to get a job. What did you do for work?
So when I first graduated, I actually started doing vendor work, which means I was going in and out of stores, stocking shelves every day. And it was pretty grueling because that was kind of like the only job I could find at the time. Well, let me backtrack. I'm sorry. My family owns a fingerprinting business, right? So when I first graduated, I started working there 2 days a week.
Fingerprinting, as in
Yeah, like so you know when
I know what like fingerprint means, but like what entails a business? You know, it's like, do they just are they responsible for like taking fingerprints?
Yeah. So we do fingerprints, and like, you know, in the U.S. you have to get fingerprinted for almost everything. Like
Yep.
to work with kids, to get a gun license, any of those things, you got to get fingerprinted for. Nursing, whatever. Like anytime you're working with people, you have to get fingerprinted because it has to run through a system to say that, hey, you know, this person's not a criminal or whatever the case is. So I started working there, and then after a few months, I decided I wanted to do a vendor job. And I was going out of stores stocking shelves with one of my friends, and I was doing that for a year throughout COVID, so 2020 to 2021. And then I finally got into my field of psychology, which I started doing social work. And I started working with people with mental health issues, and I was doing community-based work where I would go into the community and I would sit with each person for 15 minutes out of the day. And my job was to help them become more independent every single day. So like if they had to schedule an appointment with their doctor, or maybe they forgot to take their meds, or if they just needed somebody to talk to, that's kind of what my position was. And like I said, I was going in and out of people's homes every day, all day, 5 days a week. After I would get off work, I would go work out for 3-4 hours. So, you know, it was cool. It was a really, it was a really great thing for me because it helped me to realize there's more to life than just me. And those people really, they enjoyed having me, and I enjoyed being there for them. So I still have, relationships with most of those people to this day. So, yeah.
It's actually mental health is a big topic.
Yeah.
It's one of the most important topics, and even when I'm a big psychology fan, as you know as well.
Yeah.
And like, I remember the transition from the old days. It was like, toughen up.
Yeah.
Mental health wasn't that big of a topic, like say 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And it truly plays a big role. It's like, did it toughen you up a little bit? So walk me through what changes have you undergone, like after doing social work? Because I believe it's
changes.
It's impactful. Do you feel like?
I just think I just became more patient with people.
All right.
That's it. I don't, like I said, where I'm from it's kind of like a jungle. So it's like you could, find so many different types of people. Just me personally, I'm just not affected by much. But just just helping people in general was probably my main goal. I think in a way it just helped me help them more. And then outside of work, it made me more helpful to other individuals that needed it.
All right, all right. Let's talk basketball then.
Okay.
So, I'm a big stats guy. I'm a big. You remember the Moneyball in baseball?
Moneyball.
Yeah. There's like a movie about a guy that was looking at stats, and he just built a team around like statistics.
No,
You never saw that movie.
No, I definitely gotta check it out now.
You remember like Maury Ball, like the Houston Rockets? They used to have what they called the Maury Ball when they just do like freeze and layups.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when James Harden and Chris Paul were there, it was a lot of threes and layups for sure.
Even before that, there was like they built a team just around 3-point shooters. Like who was there in the team? Not Bradley. I forgot. It was like a whole team just packed with 3-pointers.
Okay.
So talk to me. What does your ideal basketball team look like?
Ideal.
Yeah. Give me 5 players. So we play right now. We play NBA like blacktop, 5-on-5, 2K.
All right.
Give me your starting 5.
Okay, so we talking about all NBA players.
Well, that's.
Am I including myself? No.
No, of course not.
I guess not. Okay. All right. Let's see. We got Steph Curry for
Playing
sure.
as one.
Right now, at the 2 guard position, I don't know. I guess we'll have to come back to that. At the 3, I gotta go with. I'll go with KD at the 3.
Okay.
Right now.
So we're building the Golden State team, 2015.
At the 4, I'm gonna go with Giannis.
4.
Yeah.
Giannis.
At the 4, I'm gonna go with Giannis. At the 5, I think I need a big that can be mobile.
Like a stretch.
No, actually, like it doesn't have, well, that would be cool, but nah, I'm gonna have to go with a big that doesn't need the ball to be effective. So let's say I'll go with Jokic at the 5 right now. I would say Joel Embiid, but I would go with Jokic because I think he's a little less ball dominant than Joel Embiid. And then at the 2, I'll throw Damian Lillard at the 2 for right now.
Oof.
I know he's not a 2 guard per se, but him and Stephen Curry can be interchangeable.
It's quite an undersized lineup.
Wow. Well, I got Steph, Dame, KD.
Okay.
Giannis.
No, it's like you got 2 short guards and then like the
7. The other 3 are 7 feet.
Yeah, my bad. I just got carried away.
Yeah. So
how would you play them?
How would I play them?
Yeah,
we would play fast for sure. Get up a lot of threes. But we would play fast. I know we don't have any defense. We're gonna have to outscore teams every night. But as of right now, I would go with that 5.
Do you think in when you play, it would be easier to play as a defensive team or as an offensive team? Which team
in the NBA?
I mean, just in general. Like you feel, because I'm a big fan of defense because I believe that defense converts into offense.
Yeah.
Say say like the old Spurs, Memphis, but Memphis is a different type of team, like grit and grind.
Yeah.
Because the defense can turn into fast breaks, points from turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
What's
I think I'm more of a defensive guy, so I would need a defensive team to win a championship. Defense definitely wins championships for sure. So I would rather go with guys that can defend. But I think the most essential part of playing basketball would just be playing both sides of the ball. Like, you can't just be a defender and then not be able to, score on the other end.
Well, Dennis Rodman.
But again, we talking about somebody that played in the 80s and the 90s. Like, we in 2022 now.
Feel like he can be exploited.
Can he be? Yeah, now for sure.
To just like force him to shoot from free mid range.
Can he guard Giannis? No.
I don't know. Can Draymond Green guard like a 7 center?
Yes. I think he can.
Draymond Green's like my height, and I mean, he's twice as big as me, but
You seen him? I mean, he has 4 rings for a reason. The death lineup they had was him, Andre Iguodala, Steph Curry, Clay, and I think he played the center though in that lineup.
Yep, it was small ball
Yeah.
lineup. Then everybody switched.
So, even at his even undersized, I think he was, he's a really good rebounder and a really good passer.
That's
Yeah.
What does it make you to become like a better passer? Because I see, like, whenever I see you with the ball, I see that as like you're looking at one guy, second guy, third guy, and you're like trying to direct. So how do you become a better passer?
To be a good passer, one, you have to be willing to give it up. But at the same time, I think since I was more growing up, more of a scorer, I like the ball in like my shooting pocket. So like when I make a pass, I want to make a perfect pass. Like I don't want to be flashy. I want to make the right play. So if the right play is me getting the ball to the shooter, and it may be a simple pass, that's what I'm gonna do. So in order to be a good passer, I would just say your willingness to give it up, and then being able to put guys in a position to be successful. Like I don't want to pass you the ball and then you can't do anything with it. Like I don't want to pass you the ball and you're standing right under the basket looking up like, you can't lay it up. I want to throw it to you in stride when you catch it, you can go right up.
Yeah, so it's like in the paint, the 3-pointer, or pick and roll, pick and pop.
Which one is my favorite?
Yeah. Because I don't see you like like those passes like Ricky Rubio, is just like between the legs, like crazy stuff bouncing off. Like
I'm a simple guy, so I would just say like a simple pick and roll, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but it's effective.
And about court vision, how do you develop? Because obviously, whenever I see you have good court vision, and even if you're running and you're not looking, you're always looking for mentally for the other guy.
To develop court vision, you just gotta watch a lot of basketball. So like I know where guys should be and then where they actually are on the court. So when I'm dribbling, I always have my head up and I'm looking to see when I can, like the timing of when I can get it to them and how I can get it to them. Like, whether it be one-handed, two-handed, overhead, bounce pass. Like I think of all those things before I throw the ball. And my mind moves pretty quickly. So, I just think being able to get it to them, however I can get it to them in a position where they can score, is the best part about it.
Yeah, let's talk games. Which games do you remember, like, in your memory? Which are your favorite games?
All time.
Like all time. Give me your 3 games all time you like the most.
Kind of put me on the spot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would say top 3. My senior year in high school, I played my mom and my entire, my mom, my aunt, my uncles, all of their alma mater, high school, Northwestern High School. And we went to Northwestern, which is in Baltimore City. I'm from Baltimore County. We went into Baltimore City and played the high school my mom graduated from, and we beat them. I hit the game-winning free throws. Probably had like 14, 15 points maybe. So I was most likely the leading scorer of the game. That was probably one of my best friend, Justin, had a really good game. My other friend, Jared, had a really good game too. So that was probably our best game as a trio together our senior year, and we weren't expected to win the game. We went in and we won that game. My second game that I probably always talk about is that game I was telling you where I beat the school I was supposed to go to, my zone school, Ramstown.
Oh, yeah.
Smoked them my junior year, smoked them, but I think like 30. That was one of my favorite moments in high school. And then I would say Saturday will be my top as of right now. I think, being outside the country and having a great game like what I had on, in my opinion. Saturday I think I was like 12-25 from the field, which was like 48%. Yeah. Can't beat that. Now I win would have looked a lot better, but just being competitive and us being a first year team, we were really competitive. And I had a really, really good game, and I showed different parts of my game that I have not been able to show in the past couple years.
All right. How did you? I remember it was, if I'm not mistaken, was it overtime where you missed 2 free throws and then you got the second 2 free throws?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me more about it.
It's funny. My friends were watching the game, and my friend Justin texted me like, "How did you miss those? Like, what happened?" And to be honest with you, I literally just missed. Like that's more than what that's all I can say. I literally just missed. But when I shot the second one, I knew I missed. Like I knew it was off. So my first reaction, my mom always told me, she always say, people always say, follow your shot. Follow your shot.
Follow through.
Yeah, follow your shot. So when I missed, I know, because I'm the only person that shot the ball, I know where the ball is going to come off. So I kind of leaned in the direction that the ball was going to. And I was able to get over there quick enough, and he happened to trip me up when I was trying to get the ball. And, step back to the line, and you knock him down, tie the game. Mm-hmm. It was just, that simple. So
how does your family react to the games? Like,
they're hype.
They criticize you, they hype you, they tell you where you can get better. What was it like?
I think as of right now, for us just being early in the season, I think they're just happy for me to be here, and for me to perform well, because like I said, this is my first real opportunity. So me coming out here and performing really well, individually, obviously as a team too, but individually for them, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air where it's like, finally, like he got an opportunity, and he went out there and he was really playing well. And, just kind of not proving anybody wrong, but like proving everybody that's around me right, that I'm worth it. Proving to the organization, you guys, that I'm worth it is a good thing for me too.
Yeah, well, that's actually that. We're really delighted to have you. Let's put it that way. And the impact, the cultural impact, and we had a lot of conversation in private about that.
Yeah.
So tell me, off the ball interest. What do you like doing?
Off the court, I'm a big TV guy. Okay. I like to stay home, but I'm a big TV guy. I like watching movies too. I go out sometimes. Like when me and my friends
you can't switch topics like that. You just can't switch topics like that. You start in TV. Tell me about TV shows, man.
Okay, so
just can't do.
Okay, so I know out here it's a little bit different because in different regions they have different TV shows. Like I'm a big Netflix guy.
And trust me, Netflix is everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm a really big TV show called Shooter. It's old now, but I was really big Shooter fan. At one point, I like Marvel. I like all the Marvel movies. I'm a big Disney Plus guy.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Like I love watching cartoons. I love it. What are some other things I like to watch? I like not crime shows, but like mysteries.
Okay.
Like I like watching stuff like that. Yeah, those are just, I guess, a little bit of the things I'm into.
Look, Marvel. Tell me, who's your favorite? Top two Marvel guys.
Well, I mean, I think they're all strong.
I'm a Thor guy. I like Thor.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
I like them all, right? Don't get me wrong.
No. You can't. You gotta do. Okay,
top
three.
I'm about to give you the answer that you're looking for. But I like them all. But as far as like my favorite character, I gotta go with Groot for some reason. And it's like he doesn't do much. Like it's just like he's just so interesting to me because he doesn't do much. So like I am Groot. Like, I would say that's probably my favorite. I know I'm different, so
it's okay.
Yeah, so like I'm a big Groot fan for sure.
Okay, number two. There's a little bit of Groot in everybody.
I like Marvel.
Come on, Iron Man.
Nah, I'm not a big Iron Man guy.
Captain America.
Nah, I'm not a big Captain America guy either.
Black Widow.
I think she's cool. Don't get me wrong. I think she's really. I like Captain Marvel. No one likes Captain Marvel, but I like her. I watched the Captain Marvel movie. I think that was pretty good.
We gotta watch that one.
But also
I haven't watched that.
I also like all the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like that's probably my favorite Marvel movie. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Like all, I think what is it? 4 of them, 4 or 5 of them. I like that whole group.
Yeah, there's something about them. They're so fun.
Yeah. So I'm a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan.
All right, all right. Netflix wise, what's your favorite shows
Like I said, I mean, I watch Shooter on Netflix.
right now? What do you watch
Right now?
right now?
Right now, I'm watching Suits.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
old.
yeah. I'm watching Suits right now. And back home, when I was back home, I was watching Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
I never thought I would be a Grey's Anatomy fan, but Grey's Anatomy is pretty good. Also, like, what's the TV show?
I want to know your opinion on one show,
What? What is it?
Doctor House.
Never seen it.
Come on,
Never seen it. Hold on, let me. While we sitting right here, let me pull it up.
it's like
I have like a list of TV shows that that like I'm really into. Shooter. Let's see. Stranger Things.
okay.
I'm a really big Stranger Things fan. Um, let's see. Outer Banks. Outer Banks was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Outer Banks. Ozark was really good. Vampire Diaries, really good. Blacklist, really, really good. I was a really big Blacklist fan.
Are vampires real?
No, absolutely not.
You know, there's the Dracula Castle in Romania, just
Really?
close here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to check that out.
It's the Brand Castle, just close here.
Really? My favorite TV show of all time, probably on Netflix now, is Teen Wolf. I'm a big teen, so you say vampires. I like werewolves. I'm a big Teen Wolf guy for sure. I think that's.
Are you a Twilight fan?
Not really. I think it kind of contradicts Teen Wolf. So yeah, even though they both have like vampires and werewolves, I'm a big Teen Wolf is like my top one show all time. I will watch that at any point at any moment in life.
What do you think exists which nobody else believes in, except
Aliens.
werewolves?
Aliens.
Okay.
Yeah, aliens are definitely real. Like we would be stupid to think that.
How do they look like?
That I don't know. I think they can look like humans. I think they have the ability to shapeshift.
Okay.
In my own imagination.
Yeah, I'm a huge alien believer as well. I think aliens do exist because like the galaxy is infinite.
Yeah.
And there was this show by I forgot the guy's name. He's like the famous astrophysician Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay.
And it's like you're a fan of that guy?
No, absolutely.
Oh,
Not.
you gotta watch. Man.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to. He has some shows about. I think it was the cosmos.
Okay.
Something like that, and it's just like
I definitely
you
gotta
gotta
check it
watch
out.
it.
Yeah, I was about to say I definitely gotta check it out.
It's like a whole big series about that.
Yeah, it's a lot different being out here. Like I said, in Europe, it's a lot of shows that I like to watch back home that I can't watch out here. So
you gotta get a VPN. Can we
Yeah.
get sponsored by NordVPN?
yeah, that would be perfect.
Shout out to NordVPN.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, please.
Hopefully they can see us. But yeah, so I like Big Sky. I watch Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Stars.
Stars
I
good.
don't watch like regular TV. Like I only watch TV shows.
I believe nobody watches like everybody who's on like in our age bracket. Nobody watches like regular TV. It's either
like,
outdated.
Yeah, like you can watch like think about it. For TV, you have to watch what they put on, right? If you have Hulu, Netflix, you can watch what you want to watch, like your preference of shows. Like, and then they group it by preference. Like if you're a comedy person or if you're a horror person, they group it that way. So those are just some of the things I like to watch.
Okay, Super Chef. Give me your impact. Did you watch Super Chef?
No, what's that?
Oh, come on.
What's that?
It's
like a cooking show?
Yeah, it's like a cooking show, but it's what I was
Super
saying. It
Chef?
was like Ramsey with
Oh, Master
Oh, yeah, Master Chef.
Oh, yeah. So I've seen Master
Super
Chef,
Chef.
Master Chef Junior. Yeah. I definitely seen both of those. I think they're really competitive. Like I said, I'm a really competitive person too. So, I think that, it's pretty cool. It's okay.
Do you see yourself going to Master Chef? Because
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't have the patience.
Do you think in a different universe where you would have patience, would
No.
you able to do
Absolutely
professionally cooking?
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't say I hate cooking. I do know how to cook, but I just think it's too time consuming for me.
No way.
Yeah, if cooking wasn't so
You break my heart
time-consuming-
right now.
Yeah, if cooking wasn't time consuming, I would probably like it more. But it's not hard. So yeah, what are some of the, I guess, your favorite Netflix shows?
Top one, definitely Narcos.
Narcos.
Definitely Narcos. I'm a huge Narcos fan.
Okay.
I like first of all, the production value is just amazing. Like I heard the whole backstory about, and then the story about the whole cartels,
Yeah.
the whole cocaine
Yeah.
thing. The story is just fascinating.
Wow. Yeah, I actually never got into it. I think mostly because it's in Spanish, right?
No,
Like,
you can
I mean, you can
watch
watch
it
it
in
in
English with Spanish
Yeah.
subtitles.
Yeah. Yeah. I never, I've heard about it. I know people that watched it, but I was just never like, it's like, how many seasons does it have?
Like three.
Like three or four.
But the first two seasons are different.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different. Like in the first season, they talk about some backstory. And
Okay.
Then the second season, no, it's not a backstory, but like how he became, like how Pablo Escobar became or whatever he is.
Okay.
And then after that, like what happened to the Cali cartel, what happened to the other cartels after that. So it's just
Okay.
I like that.
Are you a big music guy?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me.
Okay. So I like the Migos.
Really?
I'm a Justin Bieber fan. I'll be honest.
Yeah, okay. You said you like the Migos. Did you hear about what happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Takeoff? R.I.P. R.I.P. to Takeoff.
R.I.P. man.
That was definitely a tough break for the Migos. Halloween night. That was tough. But yeah, I think the Migos is a really, really good group. Did Justin Bieber still put out albums though?
I don't know. He just put up singles sometimes.
Okay.
I got Apple Music, so
Me too.
I like it's like top hits.
Me too.
So if I see, I got three crushes actually.
Okay.
It's my guilty crushes. I like Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I like Ariana Grande.
Okay.
And I like Justin Bieber.
Okay.
But apart from that, I'm a huge Kanye fan.
Wow. Okay. I don't.
It's quite diverse, I know.
Yeah. No. I think. No, that's a really cool lot. Like I'm really diverse too. Like a lot of. Interestingly enough, I like a lot of gospel music.
Okay.
Like I'm a big look him up. I'm a big Lecrae fan.
Okay.
Outside of like my my top people.
You like what Kendrick has been putting up with?
No, I'm not a no disrespect to him. I think he's a great artist. I'm just I don't know if you know they always put him up with like J. Cole. I'm a big J. Cole guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So J. Cole.
Well, shout out Washington area.
Yeah. No, J. Cole's actually from North Carolina.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from Fayetteville.
Oh,
Sure.
okay. Oh,
yeah.
My bad. But still, shout out J. Cole.
Yeah, so I'm a big Lecrae guy, Polo G. Like I said, I like J. Cole. I like a lot of different artists for sure. I listen to a little bit of country music from time to time.
Too. Oh, the only country music which I know was what was the guy? Like he sang with Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
Be Somebody. No. Just like
It's a lot of different country artists out there that I'm not aware of. I just kind of started getting into it, so like I'm still like kind of learning the ropes of the country music.
All right. See yourself wearing a cowboy hat?
Not a cowboy hat, never. But like I'm like a big hip hop, R&B, gospel guy. I used to listen to jazz before games to kind of calm me down.
Are you nervous before games, or just like are you
nervous?
excited? What's your say like before games?
Yeah, I get nervous for sure before every game. But I mean, not everybody gets nervous, but like I think it just comes from the love of the game, like just wanting to perform well, causes the nerves. I think it's natural, and I embrace it. But I think having like calm music to listen to, is something like I'm not superstitious. Like I don't have to like listen to a certain artist or a certain playlist before the game. Like I'm definitely only thing I have to do before every game is take a nap for sure. I have to.
Nap?
Yeah, I have to.
Okay, you're a napper.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't always. I only became a napper when I got to college when I had so much free time. So, like as far like in high school, I didn't nap. Like after school, I didn't nap. When I was a kid, I did though. Like when I was small, I used to nap all the time.
Completely vice versa.
You don't nap at all?
No. When I was a kid, I would never nap. I was the guy who was like, why sleep when you can do it? And right now, I'm like, sleep? Yes, please. More of that.
Yeah. So I have become a napping guy up until this point, where I have to take a pregame nap before every game. I have to eat good after every game. Like when I say eat good, like when I was in college, we had this place me and my roommate used to go to called Aunt Mary's. They had like soul food, right? Which is some people call it Southern food. we would like go in there and spend like $100, like between the two of us.
That's like what, half of the stable?
Bruh. Yeah, for sure. Between me and my roommate, like we would get like 20 wings, mac and cheese. I don't eat like yams or like sweet potatoes. Like I don't eat those. But he would. I would eat like collard greens and stuff like that. Like stuff that really is not good for your body. After every home game, we would go there and spend and eat good. Like really eat good.
I remember like back when I was big into diets, I ran into like a keto diet. Are you familiar with like low carb diets?
No. Tell me more.
Oh, you got to get familiarized. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a basketball podcast, but so the way keto actually works is that in your like regularly you need carbs to generate energy.
Okay.
All right. And when you're on keto, it uses the fat, so it breaks down the fat using ketones and converts that into energy. So basically what you do is you don't eat carbs whatsoever. So there's no carbohydrates involved in that.
Wow.
And like whenever you're consuming carbs, you know, you get like that explosive energy. But whenever you're on keto, it's a little bit different. The energy is like, you get a different feeling.
Really?
You eat a lot of fat. Yeah, you eat a lot of fat. You eat a lot of proteins. And like my classical diet would be just like eating meat with mayo. Yeah, and we would do it like, even Anya was some on keto for some 6 times. It's actually, a lot of people use it for weight loss. And it was actually discovered and used in medicine purposes for like epilepsy and something like that.
Okay.
But a lot of like ultramarathon runners, they use the keto diet.
Really?
Yeah, because it, you know, you can have as much energy as you need.
Okay.
Because you got fat, obviously.
Right.
And all you need is just like electrolytes. You gotta look into that because
yeah, I mean, especially being an athlete, I know I should be eating. You know.
No, it's different because you get less explosive. I'll tell you that you get less explosive, but it's a different type of feeling. So I assure you, you can eat all the junk food meat without sugar.
Okay. I guess I have a question for you. What are some of your business interests?
In here,
just in general.
I mean, look, I believe that we live actually in a capitalism society right now, and money dictates a lot of stuff in the world. And I believe the way we're heading is towards some social entrepreneurship, meaning that all businesses, regardless of whether you're a basketball team, regardless of whatever you're doing, should have a social impact, should have if you look at all the successful businesses like I don't know, Facebook, Apple, even up to a point, like just name any successful business, they're all cult-like in the way how they treat their employees and the way what is surrounded them. So they have like their own small little bubble of great ideas, of moving ideas. Right, and they all seem to be doing something for the people, even like for the families, you name it. So the way like the interest, first of all, is serving the community, of course, because it's just people working for people, working with people to help people. There's one common denominator if you understand what I mean. So if you're looking at a business which is not focused at people, well, it's going to be rough. Let's say the least.
Okay. So create a business for people.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Where people can serve other people. I believe in giving. Okay. So for you to get something, you must give something.
Okay.
So it's like this. My dad says that every business or everything in life is like a spiral. So let's say it could be a spiral which is getting bigger. It could be a spiral which is getting smaller, or it could be a circle, like a spiral which is going nowhere. So even if you take a look at let's say the basketball career, right? It's a spiral. You got your ups and downs,
Right.
lefts and rights, but you're going up. It's like
Yeah, you're spiraling up.
you spiraling up.
Yeah.
And the same thing here, like what we're doing, like we got our ups and downs, right? So we got, the downs with for example, with the outfits, like with the jerseys, right?
Yeah.
It's a down.
Yeah.
We got you, that's an up.
Yeah.
Right. And if you calculate the sum of the parts, we going up. Right. We got this podcast. We going up. Okay. Sometimes we have some production issues. That's a down. But as a general trend, we going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. What else? What else you got for me?
What else? You're the interviewer now. You got me questions.
I am.
Hey, pull closer to the microphone.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. What are some of your, I guess, off-court interest? Like, I know you're a big basketball fan, right? I know that's part of your big business, but like hobbies outside of, watching basketball.
Actually, I like a lot of things.
Okay.
It's if I could live 1,000 lives, I would do 1,000 different things.
Really?
I'm just generally interested in people, first of all.
Okay.
Like maybe I want to do a podcast like in the future, just like interviewing people, you name it. I like animals. I like birds.
Okay.
I'm crazy about animals. We've been to the zoo. Like, it gets me hyped up. It's like,
Really?
yeah, we've been to the zoo in Portugal, and I was like hyped up. I tell you, after the zoo, so you got peacocks, right?
Yeah.
So you walk into the zoo and you see peacocks, just like pigeons.
Right.
Like, so we sat down for some McDonald's, some Mac and D's, and man, what was this peacock looking at you? It's like looking at you. It's like, you gonna share that with me? You gonna share that with me?
Really?
And there was a guy sitting outside. He was looking at the peacock, and then wham! Imagine that big bird just
opened up.
not only opened up, it flew to the table on the table, and it's like, that's mine now. And the guy just got scared. Imagine like a big peacock.
Wow.
Okay, like a pigeon. I'm like, that's okay. But like legit peacock, man.
Wow.
That's scary.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow, you have a million different interests.
I
Wow.
tell you, animals hype me up.
Okay.
It's like then you name it. Like, I like cats. Are you a cat person or a dog person?
I would prefer a dog. I think that's just my preference. I don't have any animals at home, but I'm pretty sure I will get a dog at some point.
No, but are you more connected with cats than dogs?
No.
What don't you like about cats? I'm a cat person.
You're okay. I don't know. It's just something about them that's just creepy. Like, they're creepy to me. Like, dogs are more like loving. Like, I'm more of a hyper individual. Dogs are hype. So it's like, dogs inherit your personality. Cats, what do they do? Being honest, what do they do?
They just are.
They just exist.
They just exist, but it's like meditation, It's like you don't have to be somebody to be liked. You just be, That's the essence of a cat.
Okay.
All
right. Well, I think I'm still connected to the dogs for sure.
Okay. Which like a golden retriever dog or like a Shiba Inu?
I don't think it matters.
Like a shepherd. If you could be a dog, which dog would say suits your personality? I know. Sometimes I'm a golden retriever. Sometimes
I would say I'm gonna go out on a limb here. A Siberian Husky. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, we actually have a lot of huskies here.
Yeah, you do. I know. I've seen them. A lot of stray dogs out here.
They're crazy.
Yeah, a lot of stray dogs.
It's actually a lot of people say that it's a cat trapped in a dog's body.
Yeah, this is we don't back home we don't have stray dogs. Like, that just doesn't exist. Like, we have stray cats, but we don't have stray dogs.
Wait, you have stray cats in Baltimore?
Yeah. What? Millions of them. Millions of stray cats. We just don't have stray dogs. Like, straight. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some stray dogs, but like, it's just like not normal. Like here, like, you drive down the street and like you'll just see a dog walking across the street.
And not only that, you see a dog crossing the street on a pedestrian crossing.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Man, these dogs are hype here. I tell you, these dogs are so smart. Yeah. It's like the other day we were just walking down the park, and just like stray dogs look at you. I tell you, their level of commitment is like next level. So you're just walking and you see a dog, and next thing you know, the dog is gonna be walking you like all the way to your house.
Yeah.
It's like walking with you like for 45 minutes, and then the dog is gonna see some other gangs of dogs, and it's like, what you looking at?
In
These are my
Baltimore,
people.
we actually have like a lot of deer. I don't know. Have you ever seen a deer?
Yes, I'm a big fan of deer.
Really?
Yes.
I've seen millions of deer in my lifetime. Like millions of them. Like around this time.
Please
like,
go on.
Deer are actually interesting animals because we hate them. I'm gonna tell you why.
Car insurance.
Yeah. Deer have no problem running in front of your car. They have no issue doing it. I've never hit. I'm lying. We have been my sophomore year of college. We were coming back from a game, and a deer ran across the highway and ran into the van that we were in, the team bus. The deer ran into it and left a big dent and got up and kept running across the highway. Never seen that before. But we have a lot of dead deer on the side of the roads. They get hit a lot. But like I used to grow up like in my backyard, it was always deer. Like you could see anywhere from 1 to like
Could
9.
you pet a deer?
No, absolutely not.
Why not? Is it
I
crazy?
just think it's unsanitary. For me personally, I think it's unsanitary just because you don't know where they've been. That particular, they could have ticks or anything.
It's like, is Lyme disease big and like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they could it could get really dangerous, like, petting things that aren't, I just tend to stay away from that. I'm a big germaphobe.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah. Huge. I have to like everything I do has to be neat. Like has to be clean, has to be neat. Has to be. That's just me personally.
And like, you shower like for 40 minutes?
Yeah, actually I do. I would say like for the most part my shower's like 25 minutes. I used to get in trouble for like using all the hot water when I was younger. And then now as I got older, my mom kind of got used to me like just using a lot of hot water. So yeah, that's I have to. I'm just really saying like I won't go as far as taking like 3-4 showers a day though.
Okay, bathtub or shower?
Shower for sure. Definitely got to take a shower.
I'm a bathtub guy.
Yeah, I mean it's relaxing. Don't get me wrong. When I was in college, I used to take a lot of ice baths. So they're okay. They're not as bad as what people like try to make them out to be.
Do you believe in cold exposure? I'm a big cold fan. I don't do it, but I'm a big fan.
Like what you mean?
I mean like there's a guy Wim Hof, if I'm not mistaken. So that guy talks a lot about like cold exposure. So he said you better be exposed to cold. So it's like it raises your like happiness level, energy level,
really,
just in general. So he's a big fan of the cold.
Really.
Yeah, and he even wrote a book. He has like on podcast, on TV show, not TV show, but own show.
Right.
He's quite famous, so he's interviewed by a lot of people. Wim Hof.
Okay. Well, I guess based off what you said, yeah, I guess I would believe in cold exposure.
Would you do it?
Would I do it? Probably not. I just it's kind of interesting though. I was born in the winter, so I'm used to being cold. Like in Baltimore, it gets extremely cold. Like extremely cold. But out here, it's actually kind of weird. Like around this time, like we're in November 1st?
It's November 1st.
Yeah.
It's second.
So it's like it was I guess I wouldn't say hot during the day, but it's like 60 degrees during the day, right? Then it's like 30 degrees out here at night.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
Where it's like, at least back in Baltimore, it's like, all right, throughout the day it'd be like 50 degrees and then 30 degrees at night. But it's never like where it's like such a 30-degree difference like how it is here.
This is actually the first year or something like that. Maybe the first year or something like that happens. So normally it's going to be in the 45s, 10 Celsius for everybody listening here. So it's normally the weather like in November is like 40s, 45, 55. But right now it's just like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm enjoying the weather as much as you are. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And then it gets extremely cold out here at night.
Yeah.
So I kind of got to be careful with that.
Hey, you got to have a coat.
Yeah. I guess for me, it's just like the weather change can affect me. Like as far as, maybe like getting sick or something like that. Like I hate being sick. I don't know about you. I can't stand being sick. So I try to like take every precaution to not get sick. But like weather changing pretty like rapidly, like going from hot to cold, could kind of affect my body a lot.
How did you go about actually in the Dominican Republic? Because the weather is pretty neat out there, I guess.
Yeah, no, it was hot. It was hot. And I went during the summertime. Like, I don't know how it would be if I went during the wintertime. I don't really travel outside the country during the winter.
All right.
Only like summer vacations.
Okay.
Like that's just me for sure.
Summer vacations.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Moldova in general? Like, what do you like? What do you don't like? I mean, okay, what do you like? Only
Yeah.
what do you like?
I was about to say, everybody here is, I guess, everybody that I know is like welcoming. So that's kind of like a positive. Everything is accessible to me. Like, I wouldn't say if I need anything, it's not accessible. So I think those are like the pros for me. I would say the cons, as far as like where I'm staying, is kind of like it's not much to do. Like out here, like in Chisinau, it's a lot to do. It's a lot fast paced. Like, I was driving up the street and we saw McDonald's. I was like, yo, I haven't seen a McDonald's in like a month at this point.
Yeah. You want me to take you to McDonald's?
Yeah, for
after
sure.
the show?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. McDonald's.
Okay, Big Mac. Tell me.
Yeah,
about-
for
okay,
sure.
Okay, wait. Hold
What's
on.
up?
I gotta ask you this. McDonald's, Wendy's, In-N-Out, Whataburger. Which one is your
Okay,
burger?
so
Churchy's?
never been to Whataburger. So I've only been to the West Coast one time. I went to Vegas actually over the summer, and that was my first time having In-N-Out. But I would say out of those options that you gave me,
No, I mean just any option. You can give me any fast food.
any fast food.
Any fast food chain, whatever. Name me your best. I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
I'm a huge Wendy's Baconator.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, me too.
I'm a Wendy's guy.
I'm a really big Wendy's person too. But like in Baltimore, we're really big on like wings and fries. So like I'm a really big chicken wing guy. I know it may not be fast food, but like I think I was telling you before, like I like to try different foods though. Like I can't eat pizza often. Like once a week I have to have like
Sushi?
Like, nah, I do eat sushi though. I do eat sushi, but like once a week I have to eat wings. I have to eat some type of fish. I'm a big fish person. I love like salmon. Flounder is good too. But I'm a big fish person. I think me and my family more so like cook. So like my mom cooks, my sister cooks. So like that's probably what we eat. But when I do eat out, like you said, fast food, Wendy's. I don't eat McDonald's that much. But I'm a big Wendy's guy. I think that's probably it.
Okay, you gotta try some local burgers, man.
Yeah.
There's some places they just cook some
Yeah,
really
I hope
nice
so.
burgers.
What's your favorite food?
Like all time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I guess I like a good steak. Well, I like a fatty steak.
Okay.
I'm a huge like fat steaks.
Okay. How do you like it cooked?
If I like actually not medium rare, but I like it rare. I like my steak rare.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a face. Let's just say I had a face, and and maybe I'd like, I don't know. I like soups in general. Like you guys in America, you don't have, there's just not much of a soup culture here.
Yeah.
But like in here, you got all sorts. Like you got the local soup, the zama,
Okay.
which is like a chicken soup
Okay.
but it's like a good hangover soup.
I have to try it.
Yeah, then you got the borscht, the Ukrainian Russian
Okay.
soup, which is good. Then you got some other soups. Like I'm a huge soup guy.
Okay.
Like
okay.
if I would say like one thing I'd like the most, it's soups.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you my favorite food is French fries.
Which sauce?
Barbecue sauce.
Okay.
But I did, interesting enough, I was at the store. What's today? Today's Wednesday, Monday. Went to the grocery store Monday. Obviously, I can't read much. But I found this burger sauce that you guys sell out here. Fantastic. Top tier. Like I might have to like buy some and take it home with me. We might have it at home. I'm not sure. But whatever this burger sauce is, I can't read it. Whatever it is, we need to get sponsored by them too. So shout out to them.
I can say burger sauce. Well,
Yeah.
you need to do it like in a
Burger.
burger sauce.
Yeah. I haven't really worked on my accent out here because there's just so many different cultures out here.
All right.
Like one area it's Romanian, the other area it's Russian, the other area it could be Turkish.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I don't know which one I really want to adopt yet.
Oh, yeah. We can always teach you something in Russian, maybe
Yeah.
in Romanian, or yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see about it. I'm a huge garlic sauce fan.
Okay. Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
like,
I like garlic wings.
oh yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you some do you like Parmesan?
yeah.
Yeah, I can get you some Parmesan garlic wings.
Okay,
Crazy.
sounds like a cooking show.
Crazy, man. You come back home with me, man. I definitely find you all the spot. I told you I cook a lot of chicken Alfredo too. Like my sister,
yeah.
my sister taught me how to cook it for sure. So she really likes making chicken Alfredo. You'll be addicted. Like,
Okay.
that's what we eat at home, chicken Alfredo.
Like we have a cookout like every year, and like not every year. Like last year we had like a New Year's was at our place. We cooked some chicken Alfredo.
Okay.
Yeah. So like maybe we'll have a New Year's dinner this year as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can do some show off.
For sure. I can try. I gotta make sure I find all the right ingredients while I'm here.
Well, look at that. So what are maybe your other thoughts about like people in Moldova, like in general, the basketball level in Moldova? How do you feel about, what needs to be improved on? What do you think needs to be brought in,
Competition.
Okay.
Like when I say like not only the competitiveness, but just like the quality of players. If there are more quality players here, more, streaming, more revenue, the league can, be raised type of thing. But I think it's a great start for most guys' career. I think that would be, this is a great start for me at least. Hopefully it can propel me to somewhere else. But I will gladly say that Moldova will always be like, I will probably come back for sure. Now I'm not sure if I'll come back and play a full season, but
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure as a professional athlete, like now I have certain ties like you, Coach Z, some of the guys on the team where I can always come back and be welcomed. I think that's probably unmatched, like creating those relationships.
Oh yeah. And what do you feel is important, like as a system? Obviously you need better players, but not only do you need, not the better, but the level of competition.
Yeah.
How do you believe teams should approach getting homegrown talent?
Ooh,
Because it all starts from the bottom. Like, it all starts with like the academies and so on and so on.
Yeah. I'm not saying people here have bad talent. Like I think it would be more so like the athleticism, skill set, more than anything, like just working on the basics. I think that's probably the most important thing for Moldova, as opposed to other countries. And again, it's my first time in Europe, so I really don't have anything to compare it to, besides, like you said, Dominican Republic and back home. Like I said, in Latin America, they do more like outside exhaustion work. So it's like they're so athletic and so in shape because they're used to playing outside in the heat that when they get in like a cool area, they don't get tired. Out here, I haven't really found anybody with that kind of niche, or like you guys just working on like being good shooters. Like just I see like every country has their own way of playing. Here, I haven't figured it out yet. I've only been here for almost 2 weeks, so I haven't really figured it out yet.
Because you got some good stamina, and I even talked to Coach Z. Is like you got a lot of energy. How do you build up that level of energy? Except waking up.
Everybody
at 4.
doesn't have it. I wouldn't say everybody doesn't have it. It's not where I'm from, at least. I guess because I just like to play. Like I used to play all day, every day. So like just being able to I was always told the best ability is availability. So just being available and being able to go out there, and I believe playing hard is a skill set. So I think the stamina comes from me wanting to play hard, and then everything else follows. Like I go into every mindset going into the game is just play hard and let everything else fall in line. Like no matter how many missed shots or how many made shots, if I play hard, then the game will work itself out. So yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Yeah, see, I got you. Well, look, it's almost 4:00 right now, so we will have to wrap it up.
Cool.
Maybe you have some closing thoughts. You have some questions. You want to say something?
Yeah, I'm about to say. All I want to say is, was this episode 2?
Yeah, episode 2.
Episode 3 is all going to be Delaware State.
Oh no, we got somebody else for episode 3.
All right. Next episode that I come up here. It will be all Delaware State.
Okay.
Or we could do short podcasts or whatever you want to do.
And we can do Instagram reels
Perfect. That works.
about Delaware State. Is
Yeah.
that enough? Would
Yeah,
that be
that's
enough?
perfect.
16 seconds?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's fine.
How's your social media game where people can find you?
At _ Joseph White.
_.
Yep.
Or
Twice.
just go to Comrade Horses everywhere and you'll see Joseph White.
Yeah.
Hey, once again, man, thank you for getting out here. Thank you for taking the time. And
Wow.
talk to you later.
Thank you.